Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League, and let's see what team we're going to be trying out. We got the Whiscash paired with the Sableye and the Altaria in the back. So right now we got the Goodra to deal with. Goodra versus the Whiscash. We're going to be able to throw this Mud Bomb. They're going to be able to throw a potential move here. We're going to catch something. Let's see what they end up throwing. Okay, ends up being the Aqua Tail, which is fine. They do switch out eventually to the Stumpus. So Stumpus versus this Sableye is kind of interesting. We are going to be able to fire off a foul play here. We're both going to be able to do some neutral damage. We know that we can get to another move here pretty soon. Okay, we get to the next foul play here. This is not going to KO, so what do they end up doing here? Okay, they actually throw the move. Nice. We can have a decision to shield and potential farm down, or we just let this go. We decided to let it go for the extra farm. Whiscash here has a ton of energy. We get met with a Goodra move, anticipating the Aqua Tail. Alright, great. We do catch the Aqua Tail at least. And now we have to deal with this Skarmory versus our Altaria. Even though the Dragon Breaths are resisted, you can see here it's doing okay. Obviously not effective, but we're going to be able to chip away at this Skarmory, hopefully. We're almost to another move. Our opponent here does end up using their Sky Attack to clip our energy. Right now, we're going to have 2 shield versus 2 shield. We're going to throw this Mud Bomb right here. We have it low enough that we can just invest 2 shields and hopefully farm down is the hope right now. We know the Goodra here is relatively energy dry. They do decide to switch back in. We go for the Mud Bomb. We do get them to use one of the shields. We are at 2 Mud Bombs now. So Mud Bomb goes through, we get another shield, and then we're going to be able to fire off another Mud Bomb. We're just going to fire this Mud Bomb immediately so we can take out the Goodra. And now it's a race to the move, and we do reach it in time. So they decide that it's going to be a GG. So well played by us, able to get that Whiscash used to perfection, just gaining a ton of energy and closing the game. So here we're going to have the Delphox here versus the Whiscash is favorable for us. They decide to switch out into the Quagsire. The Quagsire here is going to have to tank one of these Mud Bombs. We chip at it, and then we're going to go into our Altaria. The chip helps us ensure that we maintain this alignment here. We throw the shield up, and we're looking for a potential farm down at this range. Let's see if we can get the farm down. They decide to go for another Stone Edge. Good, super effective damage by them. Right here, we know that this is not a Stone Edge, so we're going to allow this one to go through. Ends up only being the Aqua Tail, so that's one shield farm down, basically. We have a ton of energy to throw, so what they come back in is Delphox, so we're going to throw a Sky Attack right here. It does good neutral damage. We're going to be able to get to another Sky Attack because we have basically 100 energy. Our opponent does let it go, and now we have to deal with this Ferrothorn. Wow! Ferrothorn here, it was kind of unexpected. We are going to be able to get to this Sky Attack right here. It does get the shield, which is not bad. But now we have to force this Ferrothorn to use all its energy. We're going to allow them to take out our Whiscash with one of their Power Whips. And now we're going to come in with our Sableye. Slightly at a disadvantage on the energy front, but we do have the health advantage. We're going to throw this foul play here on great timing. This is certainly going to get a shield. And now it's just a race. Can we get to the next move before they get to their 2? Power Whip gets thrown, and look at that. We are able to get to this foul play, and this should be enough. Okay, great. So that is enough to take out the Ferrothorn. So GG's by us, and the Sableye able to close the game for us, luckily, being a little bit more tankier than what we had, and basically just getting to 2 foul plays before them getting to their 2 Power Whips. Here, we're going to have the Guzzler to deal with. This is okay. We're going to be able to throw these Mud Bombs, but depending on if they throw the debuff move or not, and if they proc the debuff, we'll see. Okay, there you go. There's the defense drop. This is unfortunately not going to end well for us, as we are going to get farmed down, but we are able to get to this Mud Bomb here, which forces them to use a shield at least. So we have that going for us. We're going to go into our Altaria here because it's going to be almost impossible to farm down that Guzzler with our Sableye without using a bunch of shields. So we decide to just tank the move and farm down. Here we have the Charger Bug to deal with. We know this charge bug here is potentially at a discharge, but we decided to let it go. They go for the X scissor bait, and looks like our opponent ends up going for another X scissor. We thought we could survive that. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Here we're gonna hope that 2 shield Sableye is gonna be able to save our game. X scissor gets thrown again, and our opponent here is just staying in, firing off a ton of moves. Foul play gets thrown by us. They shield it, so maybe they don't want to see this Sableye. Let's see. Oh, ends up being the Annihilate. Annihilate here without a shield is unfortunately not great for us because they're going to be able to reach this Shadow Ball. Let's see if they throw the Shadow Ball. Yeah, there's the Shadow Ball, unfortunately. So they're able to take us out right there. GG's to our opponent. That Charger Bug ended up coming in clutch for them. Yeah, obviously in hindsight, if we shielded that X0 onto our Altaria, we would have been in a way better position. Alright, Carbink in the front, they switch out into their Trevenant. We're going to go into our Sableye here to apply the fast move pressure. They decided to go for this Shadow Ball. We do shield this Shadow Ball correctly, and we're just going to throw this foul play here and take out the Trevenant, expecting the Carbink to come back in. But this is just to maintain alignment because we definitely don't want this Carbink onto the Altaria. Here, we're just going to chip away at this Carbink, even though we probably need like 10 foul plays at this point just to come close to taking this out. Although, even though we are at a disadvantage, we get this Carbink into the yellow. Here, they're going to be able to throw a Moonblast. Let's see if they proc the debuff. No proc on the debuff. Now we're going to have to try to beat this Annihilate down a shield. We're going to have to let the first one go. It ends up only being the Night Slash. Our opponent here is basically going to just spam a ton of Night Slashes. Another Night Slash gets thrown. At least we avoid the debuff on that one. So we're going to throw another Sky Attack. This is certainly going to get the shield. And now we're going to see if we can get to another Sky Attack. Okay, we do get to the other Sky Attack here. And let's see if our opponent ends up shielding. They do decide to shield. And they're looking for the farm. Now we'll try to quick swap on them. And it looks like we're going to be able to fire off the Spot Bomb onto something. Ends up being on the Carbink, which is still fine because we are potentially going to farm them down. Here we're going to let this go because it's only Rock Slide energy. And now it's GG's because we have a shield and we have 2 moves banked. And they realize that's the case. So GG's to our opponent. Able to win that game with combination of Altaria and the Whiscash. The Whiscash honestly was MVP, taking out basically the Carbink and farming down the Carbink later on, and coming out with 2 moves to throw at that Annihilate. Alright, next game, let's see what we fight. We got the Dragon Knight to deal with, kind of a core breaker here. This is going to be tough. We're going to go for this Scold, trying to proc a debuff to give us a slight advantage. Okay, we do get the debuff, and we switch out into our Sableye. We're going to let this first one go. Ends up being the Dragon Claw only. And then we get met with a Reggie. So we have the energy advantage, but we have the health disadvantage. So let's see how this plays out. We do throw the foul play before they throw a potential Zap Cannon debuff. We do decide to shield. Oh, unfortunately, we get the debuff right here. This is going to be interesting. We are going to have to throw these moves. Foul play gets thrown. We're going to throw another foul play. Will we get a shield here, or are they going to let this go? Oh, they actually let it go. So we do end up flipping the switch a little bit, and we're looking for this next foul play. We feint on the move. Well calculated by my opponent right there, ending up avoiding a foul play, and that would have been huge. Our opponent here does switch out into their Dragon Knight, so we're going to use our Altaria right here. We're going to take this move. We know that we need to save a shield for this backline here because this Skeletor is going to be able to get to these moves quite quickly. We're going to have to shield this Disarming Voice. And at this point, we're basically trying to reach 2 Sky Attacks so we can break down both shields because we're going to have to end up getting to double moves. Oh, our opponent does reach the move before we can get to the next move. So they're going to be able to reach their farm down, and that's GG's. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.